me from every problem. Then she thinks about his kiss. In the next scene, she opens her door and finds Xiaomu in front of her. She asks, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I am your personal bodyguard. I am not able to directly refuse Chenjun for marriage. So I want you to act as if you are approaching me. This will divert his attention away from me." Xiaomu gets close to her and said, "You will pretend to approach me, and from now on, I will take extra care of you." Then he apologizes to her for that kissing and said, "From now on, I will never go against your wish. That I will wait for you to agree." Hearing this, Yeon's heartbeat also stops for a few moments. Then she said, "Now I am telling you to do it later. Don't feel bad." Then she goes inside and Xiaomu is very happy. Next day, Chenjun apologizes to Ian Yan for yesterday's act and said, "I should not have done that. But you should not trust Xiaomu. His hidden motive is that he wants to get all your property and snatch you from me," Lin Yan said. "If he will not take care of my safety, then who will take care of my safety?" So Chenjun says, "I will." After that, he has hired a lot of bodyguards for Ian Yan. She is very surprised to see this, but then Xiaomu comes from the front, and we come to know that all these are his bodyguard members. Xiaomu asks them, "What are you guys doing here?" One of them tells that Chenjun has hired us for the safety of this. Madame Xiaomu says that the responsibility of her safety is mine. You guys can go. Chenjun keeps stopping them, saying that I have paid all of you. Lin Yan said him that you are so cool. Then Xiaomu tells her to change her shoes. Lin Yan said, "You had gone to buy shoes for me." He says yes, and then he changes the shoes in her feet. Lin Yan asks, "How do you know the size of my shoes?" He said, "I know everything about you." And here, seeing them both like this, Chenjun gets very irritated and asks her to choose a bridal dress for the wedding. Then he goes to choose his own dress. A staff member comes there and mistakes Xiaomu for the groom. He tells Xiaomu that since you are so handsome, you are the groom, and they were talking so much about him. Don't give Xiaomu a chance to say anything. He forcefully makes him wear the groom dress. Lin Yan also comes down in a bridal dress, and Xiaomu keeps looking at her. The staff said, "Wow, what a perfect match they are." Then Chongjin comes there and shouts at them that I am her fiancé and he is her bodyguard. Xiaomu tells him that you both are not married yet. Until you both get married, every man in the world can try to approach Yan, including me. Hearing this, Chongjin gets very angry. Lin Yan is about to go, but her foot slips. She's about to fall, but Xiaomu catches her. A staff member said, "Wow, what a scene." Lin Yan tells him not to overact. He said it is not acting at all and kiss her. Seeing this, Chunjun gets very angry. The scene shifts and Xiaomu takes Yin Yan home. Lin Yan said, "Don't say that. You just want to act." Xiaomu says, "Yes, I know, I am just trying to act realistically." While he was ties seatbelt on her, he gets so close that An Yan's heart is beating too fast. Then he said, "Did you like my acting?" Yan gets irritated and reminds him of his shares deal. He was trying to say that, "I have no interest in your shares. I have interest in you." But she gets down from the car, and while remembers Xiaomu as flirting. While thinking about him, she comes in the middle of the road. Meanwhile, a car is about to hit her, but Xiaomu saves her, and she gets hurt. Next day, Yan opens his shirt. He says, "What are you doing?" "I'm not ready yet," Lin Yan says. "Don't think too far ahead and take off your shirt." Then she applies ointment on his wound. Lin Yan wanted to say something, but was unable to say it. Xiaomu smiles and says, "I'm trying to say thanks." She said yes. Xiaomu says, "Just thank you." That too, Yan turns her face and says, "I know what you are thinking. Please stop thinking about that." Xiaomu said, "What are you thinking? You tell me." Then he started at her and said, "It seems you have to eat food daily. I will have to make food and feed you daily." Lin Yan asks angrily, "Why do you think my figure is not right?" Then Xiaomu catches her and says, "You said I only want to act, and I have to keep a distance from you." Then how much distance? This much distance. In getting closer, he was so close that Ian Yan closes her eyes. But Xiaomu was leaving no stone unturned. And teasing her, he does not kiss her and goes away. Now Yan feels very embarrassed because she closed his eyes first. The scene shifts and Chunjun takes breakfast for Ian Yan. He knocks on her door. A staff member tells that she has gone with her boyfriend. Hearing this, Chunjun angrily said, "I am her fiancé. He is just a bodyguard on the other side." They reach home and Ian Yan said, "I want to eat pork. So you cook food, and I will also help you." Xiaomu teases that if you want to eat pork, then order it. I am just your bodyguard. It is not my job to cook food. After hearing this, she herself starts cooking while watching on her mobile. Then her hand touches a hot utensil and she screams. Then Xiaomu comes and starts cooking. Then he asks, "Did you do this intentionally?" Or did it happen accidentally so that I have to cook? After this, he serves her food. And when she starts going to eat, then Xiaomi stops her and starts flirting. There was something on her cheeks. He comes so close her to remove it. She closes her eyes again, but he removes it and goes away. Lin Yan fell embarrassed again. In the next scene, shower. Drying hair after taking a shower. She sees him without shirt. After that, she goes to him and kisses him. Now they start romance. But then someone knocks on the door. Xiaomu opens the door while buttoning his shirt. Chen Jin is standing there. Chen Jin had come here to surprise Yin Yan, but he himself is surprised to see Xiaomu like this. He asks both of them, what is this? Why are you guys together despite being single? Has everything happened between you two? Then Lin Yan said, no, it is not what you are thinking. Kan Jun goes and looks in the washroom, then goes to the bedroom. There are 2 pillows. He gets very frustrated seeing this and said to Lin Yan, why does he need to stay with you in your house? She says he is my bodyguard. Of course he will stay with me 24/7. Hearing this, Chen Jun says, today you will have to choose. Either he will leave the house or I will. Lin Yan says, as far as I knew, you were a very gentle and understanding person. You never argued with me on such small matters. But Chen Jun gets more frustrated. Lin Yan said, calm down and go home. Then she goes to her room. Then Chen Jun says to Xiaomu, I will not let you succeed in your plan, and thinks Yin Yan will definitely choose Xiaomu. He leaves from there. Lily comes and says, so you have Yin Yan in your heart. But Chen Jun was so frustrated that he considered even Lily as Ignon and says, you cannot leave me like this. I will make you mine. Seeing his actions, Lily gets very frustrated. On the other hand, Xiaomu goes to Yin Yan and said, you used to tell me to act and keep a distance. Then why did you kiss me? And gets close to her. But Yin Yan pushes him away and says, I was just carried away by the flow. Right now the only important thing for me is how to get my company back. So I have to divert Chen Jun like this. Actually, I don't break up with him until I reclaim the company. And you don't forget that our relationship is a professional relationship, so don't interfere in my personal life. Xiaomu said, do you have a heart of stone? Don't you have any feelings for me? Lin Yan said, you haven't taken a break since you became my bodyguard, so I think you should take a break for a day. Xiaomu said, it is you who needs to take a break, not me. Then he goes to his room, where he gets a call that he has to meet Mr. He, and this time no excuse will be accepted. On the other hand, Li Liang explains to Chen Jun that the property he has acquired from Yin Yan is enough. We will take all the money and go to some and live comfortably anyway. Even if Yin Yan takes back her company, she will get an empty company. Chen Jun said, don't you understand that? I have to take over Lin Corporation at any cost, and so I have to marry Yin Yan quickly. Li says, do you want Lin Corporation or Yan? Kongjun gets irritated and said, I want everything I can never lose. And you stay within your limits. You are here because of me. If you want our relationship to continue, then keep quiet, otherwise you can leave. Lily thinks after tries a lot of time. Why am I the only one who gets rejected? On the other hand, Yan is running when some men come and kidnap her. He is the same goon who had contact with Lily. He calls Lily and tells her that we have kidnapped him. Then she said, do as I said. Meanwhile, Lin Yan tells those goons who asked you to do all this and makes them an offer. Whoever asked, I am ready to give him double, triple, 10, 20 times. Just let me go. She tries to press her alarm clock. Meanwhile, those goons make a video and start misbehaving with her. Then Xiaomu enters and his men start killing the goons. He takes Yan away and orders them that no one should escape. In the next scene, brings her home and asks her to sleep. But Yin Yan stops him. Xiaomu said, don't worry, I will not let you harm again. Then Yin Yan kisses him. Then Xiaomu kisses her too. But she stops him. He is about to go. Is not his, but Yin Yan again stops him. And a romantic scene is created. Then they both get intimate. In the morning, Yan wakes up and finds herself in Xiaomu necked. She was trying to take off her dress secretly, but Sui Omyu says, what are you doing? And she falls down in fear. Xiaomu teases her, I know you want to run away, because you don't want to take responsibility of what happened last night. Lin Yan says, you don't have the courage to say such a thing. Being a man, then Xiaomu closes her and says, you were too energetic last night. She said, don't mention last night. Not at all. She feels so nervous seeing this. Xiaomu starts laughing. Then he gets a call of his assistant. Assistant hears Yorn's voice, so he asks who is in your room. Xiaomu says, nobody. It's my stomach at this. She starts screaming. An assistant said, she is my sister-in-law. In the next scene, we will see both of them in the company. Xiaomu, I think you should stay at home and rest for a few days. Lin Yan says, no. It can only be Lily who is blackmailing me. Now it is time to take action. But when she reaches the office, she gets shocked because Chun-jin makes his move. And he declares in front of everyone that next month, we are getting married. Xiaomu asks Yin Yan, why didn't you refuse? Do you really want to marry him? Lin Yan says, you know, I don't want this, but I can't refuse him directly. And if he leaves the company, I will never be able to get hold of all the property he has captured, Xiaomu said. So, will you be able to do this in a month? Once you marry him, you will not be able to refuse these people for giving him his husband rights. Lin Yan says we will see later. For now I know that Lin Corporation is my father's hard-earned money. I can't let Chun-jin take it away. Xiaomu said if your father was alive, he would never like to see his daughter risking her happiness for Lin Corporation. On the other hand, we see another side of Chun-jin. He harassed one of his female staff and took advantage of her poor family condition. After the work is over, when the female staff was going home, Chong-jun forcibly asks her to sit in his car. After this, he drops her to her home. Now, we see that Ian Yon coming to meet her and telling her, when Chong-jun is harassing you like this, why don't you complain against him? Then she said, complaining against him is useless because at the end, he will fire me from the job. My family condition is not good. My mother has cancer and I have to pay hospital bills monthly. My educational background is also not so good. I will get a job immediately, so I can't go against him. Lin Yan said I can help you. Please, you trust me, and you have to help me too. After this, we see that the girl sends a photo of herself in Chun-jin to Lily. The next day, the girl was flirting with Chun-jin in the office. As per the plan, then Lily comes there. She slaps Chun-jin and said, you are cheating on me, Chun-jin says. Calm down, this is a company. But now Lily and the girl start fighting for Chun-jin. By then, the rest of the staff also come and start watching. The spectacle. Then Yon also arrives, where Chun-jin clarifies, I have no relationship with this girl. She did not even talk to me earlier. Then today suddenly she started clinging to me. But I promise from now on, I will not meet any girl except you. Lin Yan says, I just want you to stay away from Lily. Chun-jin said, I do not have any relationship with her either. To this Lily says, stop pretending to be innocent. Then she tells Yan that Chun-jun and I are in a relationship. Even when you were in a coma, we stayed at your house and had fun on your bed. Even after you woke up from a coma, we shared the same bed. Chun-jin slaps her and tells In-yon not to trust on her. Lin-yon says to Lily, why are you doing this to me? I considered you my best friend. Then she whispers in her ears, do you think you can achieve everything with your beauty and face? Chun-jun loves money, and your guess was right. I remember everything, you were just a pawn in the plan. She is shocked to hear this, mum. The next scene, the girl thanks Yin Yan for all this. She said, don't worry. Stay with your mother, and when she gets better, you can join the company anytime. The girl says thank you. By the way, when I come back to the company, I will try to impress your bodyguard next. Zhao asks Yin Yan, how did you know that Chen-jin was harassing that girl? Yin Yan says, I was keeping an eye on him all the time. By the way, are you feeling jealous? Xiaomu says, if your boyfriend doesn't fight with you and feel jealous, it means he doesn't love you. Lin Yan said, who said you are my boyfriend? Xiaomu says, how about I be your part-time boyfriend, along with being your full-time bodyguard? They then arrive at the house. Chen-jin kneels on the jackfruit outside of her house and apologizes to In-yin. But she said, I'm not blaming you, but I think we should postpone our wedding too. Chang Lin-jaloon said today, from now on only you will be in my life. Libyan says, actually, I can understand, and I think I'm also getting diverted like you. Chen-jin looks at Xiaomu and asks to Ian-yon, what do you mean you are getting diverted? But she walks away without replying him. Xiaomu asks Chen-jin to leave too, but he says, don't be too happy. We both just had a small fight. Xiaomu says, no, she didn't scold you or hit you. She just doesn't want to see you. Hearing this, Chen-jin gets very irritated. The scene shifts and we are shown a flashback. When Ain-yon completes her graduation, she was taking a photo with her dad, and her dad was very happy. Then she introduces Chen-jun to him. After this, her father finds out that Chen-jun is not a good person, so they don't accept their relationship. Because of this, Ain-yon has an argument with her father. She even leaves her house for Chen-jun. Her father dies due to the shock. The scene comes to the present. Xiaomu makes her feel comfortable. Ain-yon says, it was not the case that I was completely unconcerned. In these 3 years, used to recite Tagore Ellis poem. Maybe I felt like this because I missed my father. Xiaomu doesn't say anything and kisses her passionately to make her feel comfortable. The scene shifts and both of them were watching the stars in the sky. Then a shooting star falls Xiao Mu asks Yan to make a wish, but she says when Dad was alive, I used to make him angry all the time. I didn't spend much time with him, but now that he is no more, I miss him. Xiao Mu says, when you miss your father, look at the star. You will feel that you are with him, and he will be happy to see you. Hearing this, Aignon feels very relaxed and says, and it is not a fallen star. I have a lot to talk to my father. Xiao Mu said, do you want to see fireworks? And takes her to the garden, where his assistant comes with some members and does fireworks shower. Xiao Mu else requests seeing this. She becomes very happy. Xiao Mu tells her, whatever wish you ask for, I will try my best to fulfill it. Then he tells her about himself. When I completed my graduation, I joined the military, and then I became your father's assistant. He also tells that after joining the company, I fell in love with you at first sight, but then you were engaged with Chen Jun. Hearing this, Aignon cannot believe that he loves her so much. Xiao Mu says, you are the only one in my heart, and you will always be there. And I have not said this sentence to anyone except you, nor do I want to say it to any girl, because I only like you. Lin Yan is very happy with his words, and then Xiao Mu goes to put the ring on her finger, but while kissing her, it will be too early for me to accept all this. I need some more time. Xiao Mu gets very upset on hearing this, but says I can wait for you. Next day we see another suspense, where Xiao Mu gets a message from someone, and then he meets a man. He says, you really in love with Ian Yan? What is your real identity? Don't forget that. We can never be friends with an Ian corporation. Xiao Mu said, I remember. On the other hand, Lily is drinking a lot. When Ian Yan comes to her, Lily says, look at me like this. You must be feeling very good. Lin Yan says, I always treated you well, but I want to know why you did this to me. Lily said, because I hate you. And I know you have come to me to get evidence. From Chen Jun's agent, Lin Yan says, I have not come for evidence. And cutting her off, she says, I want you to forget everything and start your life again. Seeing her soft behavior, Lily Ellis' heart melts and she says, if you want, I can give you the evidence. Next day, Xiao Mu said, I have some doubts. How can she give evidence so easily? But then they prepares a report with the evidence provided by Lily, and the next day arranges a meeting with the directors. Now she tells everyone in the meeting how Chen Jun transferred Maximum's property while she was in a coma, but we see that Chen Jun does not give up so easily. He had made all the preparations already. He calls Lily and asks Ian Yan, did you arrange this evidence for her? And here Lily thinks, I don't trust Ian Yan or Chen Jun anymore. All I care about now is money. But Ian Yan asks everyone to check the documents, which had clear evidence that Chen Jun transferred the property. But Chen Jun says, yes, check it properly. And see when all these deals happened. I was not even here, and here we get to know that Chen Jun was already prepared for this situation, and so he got this deal done through Lily when he was on a business trip. So Lily gets trapped here. The scene shifts and Chen Jun said, I knew from the beginning that you are pretending to forget, but I didn't know that Lily will help me so much in this drama. Now I will make your plan fail in front of you tomorrow. I'm going to resign from this company, and you will not be able to get back the property that I have snatched from you. At any cost, however, I can give you one more chance. I will not resign from the company if you fire Xiao Mu. And now, Yin Yan asks, he said, Lim Corporation is so important to you that you are ready to give up your happiness, love, everything. Lin Yan said, this is my father's hard work. I can't see it go to waste like this. Xiao Mu says, don't worry about Chen Jun. Leave him to me, handle him. But Yin Yan says, no, you should get out of my life. Firing you, Xiao Mu said. I love you so much, Yin Yan says. Say it again, what did you say? And when he kisses her, she pushes him away, leaves her, and rides off at full speed. Thinking about him, Yin Yun takes off the bracelet he gave her, but then she gets a call the next day. She rushes to the hospital, where Xiao Mu is pretending to be dead. Thinking about him, she starts crying and says, I haven't even accepted your proposal. You love me, you should just get up. Then Xiao Mu said, I know you love me. Then he gives a ring saying, not proposing, I'm just booking you. You have no chance of changing your mind. Lin Yan said you were pretending to be dead. Then she asks him about the injury on his chest. Is it true that you have murdered many people? Xiao Mu tells that when I joined, the military battle started, in which many of my comrades were trapped in a village. The people there were not villagers. They were terrorists. I was successful in saving my comrades, but I was also badly injured. Shin shifts and Xiao Mu is preparing breakfast. Lin Yan asks him if all these injuries do not bother him. Xiao Mu said, didn't you see last night? Now those injuries have healed. Then he teases that if you want, I can still show it to you. Lin Yan stops him and said, you tell me what you want to eat. I will make it for you. Then he flirts that. Are you sure whatever I want to eat, you will feed me? Lin Yan says. There is no need to think too much. Go and make your own breakfast. Lin Yan leaves from there. When Xiaomu gets a call on his mobile, she is about to give the mobile to Xiaomu, but the call gets disconnected. She sees the message in which someone asking Xiaomu to come on Mingday company. In the next scene, Lin Yan was in her office. Then her uncle comes and tells her that Chen Jun wants to buy shares from me. And then he will be the actual controller of Lin Corporation. Lin Yan asks, where did he get so much money? Well, he probably has Mingday Ace support. Her uncle replies, so, Ian Yin said, Mingday is our biggest competitor, and I hope you will stop Chen Jin from doing this. Otherwise, he will become the owner of this company. In the next scene, she is waiting Xiaomu at home. When he arrives, she asks him, where were you in the afternoon? He said I was at my company. Li Liang says I called your company. You were not there then. Chen Jin arrives and asks, who are you? What is your real identity? Xiaomu says I don't think it is necessary to tell. You have no ill intentions. Lin Yan also says I trust you. But next scene we see her saying, because I didn't want to humiliate you in front of Chen Jin, that's why I said I trust you. But now tell me, what is the reason for deceiving me? What is your connection with Mingday? What do you want from me? Xiaomu, I can't tell you anything right now, but believe me, I don't want to harm you in Lin Corporation at all. Lin Yan said, you know, that Chen Jun has the support of Mingday, who is the biggest competitor of Lin Corporation. You knew this, but why didn't you tell me? Xiaomu was under some compulsion that he was not able to explain all this to In Yan. Now In Yan asks him to go away from her life. Xiaomu also leaves, coming to the room. Lin Yan cries a lot, missing her father. The scene shifts, where Chen Jun is planning to decorate the office. Lin Yan says, I am happy with my office. No need to change it, to which he replies, you misunderstand, I am redecorating it for myself, not for you. I am going to become a 55% shareholder of this company. So the company will now be under my control. And now the company will have a chairman, not a chairwoman, Lin Yan said. There is nothing left in this company. Then why do you want to buy it? To which he replies, because I want revenge on your father. He has always insulted me, and I think you don't want to see this company collapse. With your own eyes, Lin Yan said. What do you want? Chong Jun says. Till now, I only wanted this company, but now I want you as long as you are mine. The company will be saved. In the next scene, Yin Yan at home. She thinking about Xiaomu and cries a lot. Then Chen Jun comes to her house and says, I heard Xiaomu dumped you. I had warned you and starting to stay away from him. Yan Yan said, why have you come here? He said, I want to give you a chance if you become mine. Everything will be normal. She says I can call the police. Chen Jun said, of course, but by tomorrow morning, your incorporation will be ruined. Then he starts misbehaving with her and says, if you don't cooperate with me, I can even kill you. Inin slaps him, after which he gets more angry. Then he gets a call, and due to Lin Yan is saved for that time. Meanwhile, it is revealed that a man refuses to sell his shares at 5% to Chen Jun. Then another call comes, where he comes to know that now even Mingday Corporation will not support him, and he has to pay the money he has taken immediately. The next day he meets Mangdi LS CEO. We had decided together to acquire Ellen Corporation. Then why did you back out? And here we see the twist in the story, where we come to know that Xiaomu is the successor of Mingday Company. Chen Jin gets shocked to see Xiaomu here, and he says, I take back all the investment in you. I have bought the shares you wanted to buy at 5%. And according to the contract, if you are not able to make Lin Corporation a winner, then you will have to pay 3 times as compensation. Chen Jin said, don't do this. Where will I get the money? So quickly he starts pleading in front of Xiaomu, and also says that I don't want Enyin. I am ready to give Enyin to you. Hearing this, Xiaomu gets angry and says, this is the last warning. If you disturb Enyin after this, no one will worse than me. Then we see the man who was called Xiaomu that day. We come to know that he is the chairman of Mingday and Xiaomu LS father. So his father said to him, on your request, I have withdrawn all the investment made on Chen Jin. Now you have to fulfill your promise. And the promise was that Xiaomu had to take over his father's company, which Xiaomu had no interest in. But still he makes a deal with his father for Ian Yan that he will take over his business and in return Mingday Corporation and will not interfere in Lin Corporation. On the other hand, we see Chen Jin saying to Ian Yan's uncle, you buy my shares, Uncle Ji says. Till yesterday you wanted to buy my shares. Chen Jin says, right now, I need a lot of money. I have to return the money taken from Mingday. Uncle said, In Yon is my niece. We are family. So why should I help you? And he leaves now. Chunjun go to Eunyeon and beg that please forgive me. All this was that Lily L's plan. I have done a lot of wrong with you. I should not have done this. Yeon says that some time ago you were acting like a lion. Now what happened suddenly? Chunjun says the money I had taken from Mingdi. He is asking me back, where will I get so much money? Suddenly please tell Xiaomu to give me some time. Where she asks, what do you mean? Chunjun says, I did not know that Xiaomu is the successor of Mingde. Hearing this, Yin Yan is also shocked. She asks Chen Xian to leave from there. Then she thinks in mind, how many more secrets are there that you are hiding from me? After this, she goes to Xiaomu L's company. But his assistant tells him that he has not come here. For a long time L thought he was with you. Yan doesn't say anything and starts to leave. Then assistant stops her and says, I think you shouldn't fight with the boss. He is very nice. I've been working with the boss for so many years. I have never seen him with any other girl. 3 years ago, when he came to know that you are going to marry Chunjun, he went abroad. But after your accident, he came back and built this company, thinking that when you wake up, he will be capable to help you. When you were in coma, he used to visit you every weekend, waiting for you to wake up. Now Yan has tears in her eyes. She realizes that she pushed away someone in her life who was always with her. She feels guilty for not trusting Xiaomu. She calls Xiaomu, but her is not answering her call. Meanwhile, we see Chunjun kidnapping and throwing away the alarm bracelet given by Xiaomu. Scene shifts and Xiaomu, Ella's assistant, comes to him and shows the bracelet and said it seems Ain Yan is in danger. And he gets a call from Chunjun in which he says, if you want to see Eunyeon safe, transfer money to my account and make arrangements for me to go abroad. Don't inform the police, otherwise you'll be responsible for all troubles. Then Xiaomu goes to that place and said, I have transferred the money to your account you asked for. Arrangements have also been made for you to go abroad. Now release Eunyeon. But Chan was not going to let her go so easily. He asked his men to kill him. Now, Xiaomu also started fighting with them alone. Then Chanjian saw that he was getting the upper hand. So while bringing Eunyeon, he said that stop, otherwise she will not survive. Xiaomu says, I did what you said. Now let her go, but Chunjun said, first kneel down in front of me. Only then will I let her go. Eunyeon keeps shouting that Xiaomu don't do this. But Xiaomu even kneels down for Yunyan. Chenjin is not satisfied even with this. Then he drops some glass bottles in front of her and asks her to come near him while kneeling on the glass. Xiaomu agrees to this too. After this, Chenjin orders everyone to beat him up. And now everyone starts beating Xiaomu up. Lin Yan says, why are you not fighting? And she pleads Chunjun to let him go. I am ready to give whatever you want. But on hearing this, Chunjun gets even more enraged and is about to beat Xiaomu up. Lin Yan comes in front of him and protects him, and gets beaten up herself. Then Xiaomu also gets hold of them. Chunjin runs away from there after getting a chance. But in the meantime, a car hits him and he falls there, meaning he dies. And the one who hit him was none other than Lily. Lily had taken her revenge from Chunjun. On the other hand, Eunyeon sees in which her father hands over her hand to Xiaomu and says, take care of Eunyeon. When she wakes up, she finds herself in the hospital. She sees Xiaomu and asks him if he is fine. Xiaomu said yes. Then she asks if Chunjun has been caught there. He tells that Chinjian has met with an accident, and the car which hit him was Lily LS. Probably it must be Lily at present. The police is investigating. Soon she will be in jail. Lin Yong says both of them deserve this. Then she asks if Mingda Corporation stopped supporting Chanju. Because of you, he says. My father didn't like my mother. Even when my mother died, he didn't come. He remarried immediately, so I don't like him. And I didn't want him to meet me, so I hid my name and identity. Lin Yan said, now I know everything. And I also know that you used to come to meet me. In the hospital, Xiaomu says, I have helped you reclaim the company. Now I have to do my duty. Mingde Corporation and Lin Corporation have always been competitors. And anyway, I have promised my father, I will not interfere in Lin Corporation anymore. So take care of yourself. And saying this, he starts to leave. Yin Yan says, I know you love me, please don't leave me. But he leaves. Then both of them remember their old moments. The scene shifts and one day, Yon's uncle tells her that whether you have seen the news or not, Xiaomu, the heir of Mingdu Corporation, is going to have a business marriage with the daughter of Young Corporation. And the wedding is today. In the next scene, we see Xiaomu at the wedding. Now, because he had to take over this company, he was forced to do this business marriage. But here Aignon also comes in a bridal dress and stops the marriage, saying, I do not agree with this marriage, that you will marry someone else. And while kissing him, she says, sorry, I was wrong. I should not have let you go away from me. When you were not with me, I used to think about you only when I was in trouble. You were always by my side. Without you, I am nothing. From now on, you are my first priority. Whatever happens in the future, I will choose you, and proposes him for marriage. Then she says, if you don't agree right now, I will wait for you until you agree. And then saying this, she starts to leave. Xiaomu stops her and says, You just told me that you will wait for me. Then where are you going so early? Then he kisses her and says, Do you remember I said that when everything is settled, you will agree to one of my conditions? Lin Yan says, Yes, I remember. Xiaomu says, My condition that I only want to marry you. Lin Yan said, Does this mean you are ready to leave everything for me? To which he says, Yes, and says, I'll love you. I always want to be your personal bodyguard. Leaving everything behind, he runs away with her. This does not make her father happy, but his friends are definitely happy. This was the happy ending of this drama. If you want more dramas like this, then subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to like the video. Thanks for watching.